Are you ready for another real user review? Today we're going to talk about the Peak Designs 30-liter everyday carry. Now, Peak Designs makes a lot of awesome gear, and I love most of it. But this bag, it's not one of those things. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I would not buy this bag again, nor would I recommend it to a colleague. Now yes, those are some pretty strong words for a bag that everybody seems to love. But I really feel there's a lot of design flaws in this bag. And for a traveler, I honestly don't see this as a very utilitarian bag. Yeah, you could fit a lot into it, but it's very limited at the same time. So let's dig into this a little bit. This isn't going to be our standard review. I'm not going to go over all the specs of the bag because there are so many things out there about this bag. We're going to mostly talk about the things that I like and dislike about this bag. And as always, we'll start with the dislikes so we can end on a positive note. Now we'll start by talking about the internal organization of this bag. And at first I thought it was genius. Everybody loved it. Why would I think any different? And the more I used it, I found out that it's really lackluster. And the whole compartment is just one big cavity. So if you're a traveler, you don't have a separate place to put your clothing from your camera gear. And if you unzip the bag, as soon as you open the flap, everything's exposed to the world. Your camera gear, your clothes, everything. There's no separation. The whole bag is open. And I don't like that at all. I would like a separate compartment that I can section off my clothes so people don't have to see my dirty laundry when I'm trying to get my camera out. In addition, these dividers, they don't work like you'd want them to. See, if I put my lens here and I want to get my other lens, I need to take this lens out, flip this down, grab my other lens, put this back up, and then stick my lens back in. Then I can close the wing. That seems like too many steps and too many hands to hold expensive glass when you could possibly be dropping stuff, especially if you're in a hurry to get that shot. That's not very convenient. Now yes, if you have a big lens, you can accommodate that by just flipping all of these up, and now you could stick a long lens in here and you're good to go. But if you're going to be carrying a long lens, you're already gonna have to remove gear from the bag before you go, so it's not that much of an extra step to just remove a few Velcro dividers from the interior of your bag and stick it in there anyway. Now another thing I dislike about this bag is this latch. Yes, it's innovative, and when it works great. It's kind of anti-theft, but it doesn't always work correctly. The way it's supposed to operate is you pull up and out to unlatch the bag. But listen, it sounds like it's connected. And if I give a quick pull, it's there. But it's because it's not only spring-loaded but magnetic. Now the magnet is engaged, but it's not actually connected, so anyone can pop that open. So you'll think your bag's safe and secure, but it's not. You have to actually make sure that it's caught in there. And right there, that's one thing that happened. It got stuck. The top of the magnet got stuck on the top. So when I went to pull it down, it felt like it was secure, but it's not. It's just the magnet latching. You have to pull it down and make sure it grabs underneath. Going with this whole top area, the top compartment, the wings aren't that great because once you stuff something like a jacket in here and you go to close it, it will bow out, leaving room for water or debris to fall into your bag. And for me, this is very important because I live in northeastern Pennsylvania. So in the spring and in the fall, the mornings start off really cool, but as the day progresses, it warms up. I need to shed that jacket or that sweatshirt, and I have to have a place to put them. And the top portion of this bag is what I use as my dump pocket. So I throw things like my camera strap in there, my GoPro, or my jacket or my sweatshirt. And when I do that, the wings on the top will bow out. So now if I'm filming, say, in the woods, or if it starts to rain and I'm in the city, I now have the opportunity for water or debris to get into my bag and potentially damage all of the expensive camera equipment that's below it. Now we're going to talk about the absolute biggest flaw in this bag, and that is the way that it opens. If I want to access this bag while I'm not wearing it, I need to set it down on the back of the bag in order to open it. This means that the part that touches my clothing is now on a table, on a bench, or more often than not, the ground. So now all of the dirt is being transferred to my clothing. If the wings were to simply open up in the opposite direction, I could set the bag on the front where I can now access everything I need inside without then transferring snow, rain, dirt, mud, any kind of debris onto my clothing. This would also be very handy when I'm trying to access the bag while wearing it. Now, if I open the wings and I want to get something out of one of those zipper pockets, it's now pressed up against my body. This makes it harder to see what I'm getting at and sometimes harder to get things out of it. If the flaps simply opened in the other direction, it would create more of a shelf and would open away from my body, so I can easily access the pockets and see what's inside of them. And that, in my opinion, is the biggest flaw of this bag, and that's what makes me really dislike this bag, because I keep my camera on this side of the bag, and I keep spare lenses on this side of the bag. So now, for me to get the camera out and switch the lenses, I have to take the bag off and set it down. I have both sides of the bag open, which now allows things to spill out because it's side access only, so now things are gonna spill on either direction. Half the time my lens rolls out, which is never good because glass is expensive, but now the bag is laying on something. And if I'm out filming in the city, or if I'm in the woods trying to film something, the bag's on the ground. So now anything that's on the ground, which could be pretty disgusting at times, now is gonna touch my back. And I don't like that at all. Another thing that I dislike are the lashing straps. They're not really one-handed accessible. The clips are pretty small and you're trying to attach a piece of metal onto a piece of nylon, and if the nylon folds over, it's hard to get it to attach. I'm also very disappointed with the laptop sleeve. It is very thin and very slim, so unless you have an expensive slim computer, you're not going to be able to carry it inside this bag. And what I actually only use it for is a manila folder with release forms, because other than that, I don't have anything that would fit in here. Now, one feature I'm on the fence about is this pocket right here. Now, I love pockets. I love pockets to be everywhere there could possibly be a pocket, but for me, I put things like lens caps in here, and then I just completely forget that the pocket exists because it's so slim and it takes up no space that I forget about it. I'll lose my lens cap for like probably 20 minutes, sometimes an hour, and I get so frustrated, and then I realize that it's right there. Now we'll get into the features that I like about this bag. To begin with, the bag actually looks really sleek and sexy. I love the material, it's very nice, it's water repellent, it looks good from the outside. It's got 1, 2, 3 points of contact for handles, which is really good. And the straps, I mean, they're okay. They're not too thick, but they do seem very stiff. And the actual sternum strap, I don't like the overall operation. It's supposed to be easy one-handed, but it's kind of hard. It sticks a lot, and I don't like that. It just doesn't seem like it works the way that they actually want it to work. Now, sticking to the outside of the bag, in addition to it just looking good and it having some water repellent abilities, it's pretty durable and abrasive. I mean, I've been using this for a couple of months now. There's a little bit of dirt on here, but all in all, the bag still looks really new, and I really like that. Moving on to the wings of the bag. I really like this material. It's soft and it's nice and stretchy, so you can actually fit a lot of stuff in here while still protecting all of your gear that's inside the bag. Once we move inside, there's actually divider pockets. The other one is set up a little bit differently. I keep some camera batteries, memory cards, and some pens in this side. And again, once it's all zipped up, all of this stuff has a bit of a cushion, so when it's closed, it's not hitting against all of the stuff I have inside the bag. Another nice feature are these anti-theft tabs on the wing zippers. There's an attachment point both at the bottom and on the top of the bag. Now, they're not going to keep someone from actually stealing anything inside your bag, but while you're wearing it and walking around, it helps to secure it a little bit. So all it is a little button on the zipper pull, and you feed it through one of these loops, reattach the button, and now you can only unzip it to a certain point. They're really great for me. I like to keep the bottom ones connected so I only have access for the top zipper. I think it helps to prevent the zippers from actually coming open on accident. Another nice feature that the bag came with was the removable keychain. It has one of their quick release tabs, which is on my keys, and you can actually take it off, put it on whatever side of the bag you prefer, and you just feed it through, put your keys on, and dump it inside. Good to go. So that's it. That is my honest review of the Peak Designs Everyday 30-liter bag. I like the way the bag looks, I like a few features of the bag, but I feel there's some major design flaws that greatly outweigh the good, and I wouldn't recommend this bag to anyone. It's really expensive, so it also has that going for it. For me, it's not what I needed. I fell for the hype, and I hope that someone can save themselves a considerable amount of money and find something that I feel would be a lot more useful. I have a few more bag reviews that I want to do, but if you're thinking about this bag, I would say go to a store that has one in stock and lay your paws on it first, because I don't think the bag is going to function the way that you want it to function. I think at this point in the photography and videography world, this bag is more of a status symbol than a functional camera bag. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.